If you own livestock, you already know the painful truth. The cost of commercial feed is crushing small farmers and homesteaders. Every year, you are forced to spend thousands of dollars on genetically modified corn and soy just to keep your animals fed. But what if I told you that nature already provided high-protein, fast-growing forage that can fatten cattle for absolutely free? What if these miracle plants grew so aggressively and were so nutritious that the commercial feed industry realized they couldn't compete, they couldn't patent them, and they couldn't sell them to you in a paper bag? So they used the government to ban them. Today, we are exposing the ultimate agricultural cover-up. We are looking at 7 incredibly nutritious forage plants that are heavily restricted, classified as illegal noxious weeds, or outright banned in the United States to protect the multi-billion-dollar commercial feed monopoly. Before we reveal the first banned superfood, if you're tired of being dependent on the commercial agricultural system and want to learn true off-grid self-reliance, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell right now. We are exposing the farming secrets they actively tried to erase. Let's step into the forbidden pasture. Number 1, Kudzu. You have probably heard it called the vine that ate the South. Today, the U.S. government spends millions of dollars spraying toxic chemical herbicides to destroy this plant, classifying it as a federal noxious weed. It is strictly illegal to cultivate or plant kudzu in many states. But what the government doesn't advertise is that kudzu is an absolute nutritional powerhouse for livestock. Its leaves have the exact same crude protein content as premium alfalfa, sometimes reaching up to 28% protein. In the 1930s, during the Great Depression, the government actually paid farmers to plant it because cattle and goats thrived on it, and it stopped soil erosion instantly. But there was a problem. Kudzu grows up to a foot a day. It requires 0 fertilizer, 0 pesticides, and 0 irrigation. It is an unstoppable free source of premium cattle feed. For an emerging commercial feed industry that relied on selling expensive, fertilizer-heavy corn and soy, a free, immortal superplant was a massive financial threat. So the narrative changed. The miracle forage was rebranded as a destructive weed, banned from cultivation, and farmers were forced back to the feed store. Number 2, hemp seed cake. Long before the modern controversies surrounding cannabis, hemp was the backbone of American agriculture. When hemp seeds are pressed for their valuable oil, the leftover material is called hemp seed cake. For centuries, this was considered one of the most premium, high-fat, and high-protein livestock feeds on Earth. It fattens cattle quickly, produces incredibly rich milk, and naturally boosts the animal's immune system. But in the 1930s, massive corporate lobbying from the timber, textile, and emerging synthetic chemical industries pushed the government to effectively criminalize the entire hemp plant. Overnight, farmers were stripped of their cheapest, most nutritious feed source. And here is the truly shocking part. Even today, after the 2018 Farm Bill legally legalized industrial hemp, the FDA and the Center for Veterinary Medicine still strictly prohibit feeding hemp to commercial livestock. They claim it requires more testing. But critics and farmers know the real reason. If millions of cattle ranchers suddenly switch to a cheap, fast-growing weed that requires half the water of commercial crops, the multi-billion-dollar corn and soy feed monopolies would collapse overnight. Number 3, Leucaena, often called the alfalfa tree. Or imagine a plant that produces the exact same high-protein, nutrient-dense feed as premium alfalfa, but instead of requiring massive tractors, heavy irrigation, and constant replanting, it grows on a drought-resistant tree. Leucaena is a leguminous tree that pulls nitrogen directly from the air, fertilizing its own soil while producing tons of edible high-protein leaves year-round. For cattle farmers in dry, unforgiving climates, this tree is a literal goldmine. It produces free tree hay that fattens livestock rapidly. But if you try to plant a pasture of Leucaena in states like Florida or Hawaii, you will quickly find yourself on the wrong side of the law. The government heavily restricts it, classifying it as a highly aggressive Category 1 invasive species. They also warn that it contains mimosine, a compound they claim is toxic. But what they don't tell you is that cattle easily adapt to it, and in countries outside the U.S., it is heavily relied upon to produce premium beef. If every American rancher planted a grove of alfalfa trees, the commercial hay and alfalfa pellet industry would lose billions of dollars in a single season. So, the miracle tree was outlawed. Number 4, Russian comfrey. If you talk to old-school homesteaders, they will tell you that comfrey is the ultimate permaculture cheat code. It has a massive taproot that drills deep into the earth, pulling up essential minerals like calcium, potassium, and iron that shallow-rooted pasture grasses simply cannot reach. Its massive leaves are incredibly rich in protein and historically served as a free perpetual mineral supplement for pigs, chickens, and cattle. You can cut it down, feed it to your animals, and it grows right back in weeks. But in 2001, the FDA dropped the hammer. They banned comfrey from the human dietary market and issued severe warnings against its use in commercial animal feed. citing that it contains pyrrolizidine alkaloids that might cause liver damage. The commercial feed industry quickly stepped in, offering expensive synthetic mineral blocks and medicated feed bags to replace the natural minerals farmers were getting for free. While the FDA relied on lab tests pumping isolated chemicals into rats, generations of farmers who successfully fed wilted comfrey to their livestock were silenced. The ultimate free mineral accumulator was branded toxic liability. We are halfway through the banned pasture. Are you starting to see a pattern? If a plant is free, grows without chemicals, and makes farmers independent, it becomes highly regulated. If you want to break free from the commercial farming matrix, hit the subscribe button right now. We post videos every week exposing the homesteading secrets the massive agricultural corporations want to keep hidden. Now, let's look at a thorny weed that is secretly a superfeed for livestock. Number 5, the honey locust tree. Long before commercial feedlots existed, American pioneers and Native Americans knew the secret of the honey locust. In the fall, this tree drops massive foot-long seed pods that are packed with a sweet, high-energy, high-protein pulp. Cattle, sheep, and pigs go absolutely crazy for them. They are nature's free energy supplement, perfect for fattening animals right before winter. It is essentially a free, perennial corn crop that drops from the sky. However, the native honey locust tree is heavily discouraged by agricultural extension offices, and many municipalities outright ban the planting of the native thorny variety. Instead of teaching farmers how to harvest this free, high-sugar livestock feed, the agricultural system pushes farmers to cut down these nuisance trees. The goal is simple: clear the pastures, remove the free tree feed, and force the farmer to buy highly subsidized, genetically modified corn to fatten their cattle for winter. Number 6, milk thistle. In modern commercial feedlots, cattle are pumped full of high-grain diets, mostly corn, to fatten them up unnaturally fast. This highly acidic, unnatural diet causes a massive rate of severe liver abscesses in the animals. To fix this, the commercial industry sells farmers expensive synthetic antibiotics and feed additives. But nature already provided a free cure: the milk thistle. The seeds of this plant contain silymarin, the most powerful natural liver-protecting compound on Earth. If cattle are allowed to graze on it, their livers are shielded from the toxic effects of a high-grain diet, and they digest their food far more efficiently. You would think the agricultural industry would embrace this free medicine. Instead, milk thistle is classified as a noxious weed in multiple U.S. states, including Washington, Oregon, and Arkansas. Farmers are legally required to eradicate it from their pastures using expensive chemical sprays. The system forces you to kill the free natural cure, only to sell you the synthetic pharmaceutical treatment. Number 7, amaranth, commonly known to farmers as pigweed. This is the ultimate nightmare for the commercial soybean industry. Amaranth is an absolute nutritional powerhouse. Its leaves and seeds contain a crude protein level that can rival, or even exceed, commercially grown soybeans, and it is packed with essential amino acids. Best of all, it thrives in poor soil and extreme droughts, where commercial crops simply wither and die. It is the ultimate free survival feed for pigs, chickens, and cattle. But Big Ag hates amaranth with a passion. Why? Because it has become completely resistant to their billion-dollar chemical herbicides, like Roundup. Instead of recognizing this unstoppable, drought-proof superplant as the ultimate free livestock feed of the future, the USDA and state agricultural boards have declared an all-out war on it. Palmer amaranth is listed as a strictly prohibited noxious weed in several states. You are told to fear it, to poison it, and to eradicate it at all costs, simply because its free, indestructible protein threatens the fragile, chemically dependent monopoly of modern row crops. The truth is hiding in plain sight. The plants that can make you truly independent, the plants that can fatten your animals for free during a drought or an economic collapse, are the exact same plants the system has systematically labeled as invasive weeds or illegal. They didn't just ban these plants to protect the environment. They banned them to protect their quarterly profits. True homesteading is about breaking free from the commercial matrix. If this video opened your eyes to the massive deception in the modern agricultural system, you must hit the like button and share it right now to help us bypass the algorithm's censorship. Go down to the comments and tell me, do you think the government has the right to ban a naturally occurring, highly nutritious plant just because it competes with commercial feed? Let me know your thoughts. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to join our community of sovereign homesteaders. Stop buying their feed, start growing your independence, and I will see you in the next video.